We're making minor adjustments, guys. Anywho, you want to get started?
Yeah, it's a brisk cold day out here in the red where
No,
I
I
stay.
know. Really
Wasn't
cold.
wasn't expecting temperatures from yesterday, 54 degrees, and then popped up to 14 degrees, dropped to 14 with severe snow, so been trapped in the house.
Basically.
It's February, so we roughly got about 4 more weeks of
4 more
Colorado.
weeks.
Yeah, 4 more weeks of Colorado weather, and then we might be in the clear to see a little blue skies or whatever have you.
4 more weeks.
Yeah.
Coming from Texas to here.
But the thing is, we do get 4 seasons, so
They get snow
you
every week here. Every
you-
week there's snow.
it's every 2 weeks.
You okay, Zach?
It's every 2 weeks. It's not every.
Every 2 weeks.
Anyway, are we gonna push forward?
Yes, we're
All
pushing
right.
forward.
So good afternoon, good evening for
Good
some
evening,
people.
yeah.
Good evening for some people.
It's like 7:03
Yeah,
on the east side.
East Coast. So I can say afternoon for the people that's still behind us,
True that.
California and all that. But anyway, so today we want to talk about sticking by your brand. Um, Sticking by your brand. Why it's important. Why you if you have a vision, if you've been given a vision to create a product, or you have any type of merchandise, a class that you want to establish, and you've been given the vision and you start off on this journey and things may not seem like it's working for you. You may want to, give up. Some people just want to throw in
Yep.
the towel. They just like, I'm done. Nobody's supporting me. I think we had somebody come in. Hello. Um, but you know, it's weird because you have this great idea and you've done all the legwork, you've done all the research, you've your focus, your brand oriented, you have your logo and everything, and then all of a sudden when you launch, nothing happens.
Yep.
It's stagnant, it's stale, or vice versa.
Mm.
You could have launched and everybody jumped in and supported you, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a dry spell, and now you're wondering, do I need to trash that idea, start over new, or should you invest and go ahead and reinventing the wheel? Like putting back into your product and maybe recreating some structures and shuffling around your material, or how would you feel about that? Like it could be frustrating. It could be
Yes, very
frustrating.
much so because a lot of people. I met a guy one time. I went to the T-Mobile store and I met a guy, and basically I told him, hey, this is my business line, so on and so forth. And he was like, oh, you have your own business? I have questions. I said, sure, no worries. So then he says he just started his business and he's not getting any sales and he just want to give up and don't do it anymore. And I said, okay, how long have you been in business? He said he'd been in business for a few days. So I had to explain to him sometimes it takes people a year to 5 years to fully get their businesses up and running. If you are serious about it, it takes dedication, it takes time, it takes patience and hard work. Let's not forget it takes a lot of research. So if you do not do your research on every aspect of your business and how it's supposed to be, how you run it
Mhm.
and what's the pros and the cons, trust and believe it's not going to work out for you. You might as well don't be in business because it takes a minute. Not everyone, don't get offended because not everyone is going to um, be into what you're selling.
Mhm.
So if you're selling sweatshirts, that's more like street cred and different things like that. Not everyone is going to be into it. Some people are into more of what cancer, as for instance, this hope what cancer, that their family member or someone that they know have, they're more into that. So that's a big selling thing as well. People who want to support those that have different types of cancers. So if you stick to one particular thing, you'll find your people that's into what you're selling. You just got to be patient and market yourself. It takes a lot of mentoring from different people who are
Mhm.
successful in their business and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Mhm.
That's it.
at all. And like you said, the mentorship thing, like
Hmm.
you can do all the research you want and still be blind in some facets. So
Yes.
one, humble yourself and don't be afraid to reach out to individuals that have already, come before you
Hmm.
and figured out a route. You don't have to recreate the wheel, reinvent the wheel. There's already a template out there for almost everything.
Yeah.
Just apply it to what your business, like my wife just said, if in fact that you're selling sweatshirts and all of us, and it's not to say that let's key in and make money off of a sickness. We're not going that.
Yeah.
But
No.
it could be that that person really does want an item in particular to wear to commemorate or remember, or they're actually dealing with somebody at this point in time who's
Exactly.
going through something. They may want to have something that's important to them. You could actually create that product and then they'll remember you for that.
Yep.
And not only that, a lot of individuals, they have groups of people that network, and then they can actually share your product and share your message. Hey, I got this item, and it's actually significant for what our cause is. And next thing you know, you have a lot of support. And the key thing about that, most of these people may be strangers.
Yep. Yes. That's the
Strangers.
key right there. Would you like to elaborate on that?
It's I don't expect everyone to say family members or close friends to jump on your brand when you started.
Exactly.
Not to say that they're not looking out for your best interest and they don't want to support you, but I see for experience, and I'm going to say this experience, that most of the people that have purchased anything from myself has
Hmm.
been people that I don't even know. They
Exactly.
they are more supportive, and they will come onto your feeds and your threads, and they will actually go to your website.
Yep.
They will acknowledge the fact that you have a quality product, and they will purchase it. I'm not looking for family members and close friends to jump on it, and it's not always about purchasing either, because you can have a
Exactly.
stranger sharing your idea.
Yes.
Sharing helps a lot too.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth,
Liking.
liking, subscribing, these
Exactly.
things help generate more of your brand's popularity. It gets
Hmm.
you out there. It opens you up to a broader, group of
Audience.
people. Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
bigger audience, and that allows you then to, be fitted into certain genres. Hey, you
Yep.
know what? I'm into this type of quality product, or I'm into this type of class, or I'm into this type of soap or
Hmm.
sweatshirt or dress or whatever it is that you are, you know,
Interested
that you're
in.
interested in and what you're marketing. Those people, strangers, individuals that you have no idea, could be your neighbor,
Yep.
could be your neighbor, could be the postal worker. They're the ones that are going to be like, hey, you know what? Because it creates a spark, it
Hmm.
generates that. Um,
Your top supporters will be people
yeah,
majority of the time that you do not know.
yeah, yeah,
So
all the time,
exactly.
all the time.
He could tell you. I could tell you from experience that happened a lot. I used to do Light the Way with Incarnate Word. What is it? University. Incarnate Word University in Texas. They would have this big um light the way, a bunch of lights. It was a whole like festival with decorations and stuff like that. And I would go, and the second year I went, it was so beautiful. For the simple fact that the same people were looking for me in the same spot. I made sure I
Mm.
said I wanted the same spot, and I got the same spot. The same people came plus more, and I had loyal customers that said, "Hey, I remember getting your products, and I get your products, and they're really good." And then the new customers are hearing this, and it's like word of mouth.
It's a chain reaction.
A lot of people don't think about doing events. Look at Facebook groups and see where your local events are, or if you're, you know, adventurous, see, if it's like another city over, where you could branch out even more to more people. Events really do help. And you get to meet people and they're so sweet. And those type of events with Incarnate Word, they started to invite me to the Halloween events, whatever events they had. And, I met so many great people, so many great people. Unfortunately, due to, what is it, COVID, it kind of died out a little bit. And plus, I moved. So I'm in new territory where I'm finding, events where I am. And also, have my shop online. So hey, don't rush anything. You're gonna have your days, your weeks, your months where you're like selling, 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 selling. Then you're gonna have your dry spells where everything is just like, whoa, what's going on? I'm not getting as many sales as that I'm used to getting. It happens. It's going to happen. Don't think that what you have isn't a great product. As long as you put your heart and soul into it and you're creative to make yourself stand out from the rest instead of blending in, people will see your creativity, the quality of your work, and you're gonna. That's another thing. People are gonna realize your product is worth that price. Don't you ever lower your product for anyone because they don't realize how much hard work you put in, how much ingredients or what your craft, your skill. It's an art. It's an art what you do, whatever it is you do, you put time into it. So that's another thing. Um, you have people that understand, oh my gosh, this is great quality. Actually, this price is great, so on and so forth. And then you have other people that just don't want to pay that amount. You are making your prices due to your artistry, your hard work, and your creativity. You will gain those people that know your price is a good price. And you would kind of push away those who don't understand how much, how great you are. Yeah. How great you are at your craft, the quality of your work and whatever it is that you do for your business is worth it. So you're going to end up getting a certain type of quality of people and fanning away people that don't, understand, hey, it's worth what the price is. And don't get offended. Do not get offended. And like I said, do not lower your price to please people. Now, another thing is incentives. For instance, what you want to do? Hey, discounts. If you're at an event, you could put like a 5% discount, whatever, 10% or whatever that is okay for whatever you're selling but make sure you're making money also. So there's a lot that goes into it. Maybe one day we'll, put a video up for you guys on it's gonna be like a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
Yes, because it's
a lot.
Just speaking from like, being your own business owner, entrepreneur, and then like you said, visions, you have a vision. If you have a vision and your vision is driving you to create something, and all of a sudden you realize, man, like my wife was just saying, if let's just say, I'm just speaking, if you're selling shirts.
Yes.
If your shirts are $30, right? And the local store that has designer shirts or whatever, is like $45 to $50. Let's just say that. And you're at 30. You may get some backlash because your product is not in that store.
Yeah.
But what they don't know is a lot of and some people do, but a lot of mass-produced shirts have to go through QAQC, which is quality assurance, quality control.
Exactly.
They're getting off the same printing that other manufacturers are getting printed off.
Yep.
If you're your own independent seller and you are taking the time to get the software, the equipment, you're doing all the labor, and you manufacture your own shirt, which is maybe even from the same cloth that the manufacturers, the big department stores are using, and then you're selling it with your own unique ideas, and you putting it out there, and somebody says, "Hey, that shirt's not worth $30. I'll give you $15 for it."
Oh.
They didn't see all the labor, how specific, meticulous it is that you had to measure it out, that you had to loom things out, that you had to. So
you're getting paid for your time.
Yeah, you're getting paid for your time too. You're getting paid for your time. So as my wife was stating, like, don't sell yourself short. If you want to do a discount, like I've run discounts, I know she's run discounts on her show. Hey, we want to attract attention. And it's not because we're not getting these sales. It's like, if we do have those clients, those return clients.
Loyal customers.
You want to. Hey, listen, this week I got something going on. I'm giving you 10% off, and I'm giving you 50 points towards another 10% later on another sale.
Yep.
Those are incentive. There's also incentive to grab the new people because they might be like,
Yeah.
I want to purchase something from him. I've heard about them, but I'm really not too sure. Hey,
True.
sign up for this. You get automatic X
Discount.
amount of points, automatic discounts. That gets them in there, and then once they get that quality product, they're like, hey, I'm glad I purchased. Let me mention this to someone else.
It was key word of mouth.
Now, in a business mindset, if a customer has a good experience,
Yes.
they generally tell 3 to 5 people.
Yep.
But if a customer has a bad experience, that number increases. So you always want to make sure, like when she says word of mouth, it can go
Yep.
for you, it can go against you. So make sure that you put out your best product. Stick by your brand. Don't discredit yourself. Don't lower your standards.
Exactly.
And you have to. She said it earlier. 1 to 5 years before you actually may see any turnaround or anything. You just have to continue to grind. Don't sell yourself short.
Exactly.
Don't stop because then your vision is for naught.
Yeah.
And you're
And
not
someone else
working
will
your
take your
plan.
vision and run
And
with
run
it.
with it and
Okay.
stick with it. And now you're on the sidelines, like we have this thing. Like I always say, I don't want to live the coulda, shoulda, woulda life.
Yeah.
Do not want to do that. I could have did that. I should have did that. We would have did that. No,
Yeah,
let's just do it.
Yeah.
Run its course. Let it run its course and be proud of the inventions or the
Exactly.
ideals that you have. And trust me, you will see, an outcome. You will see feedback, whether it be, from one of those customers returning, hey, you know what? I appreciate the product. It was great. Or you never know if you're one of these people that have your websites linked to Yelp or Google.
Exactly.
You might see a Google review. Hey, that soap was awesome. It helped my my dry skin conditions or whatever it may be. That's webinar that you gave. It's very informative. We really appreciate the information that you put out there. Thank you. And other people will see those reviews too.
Yeah.
So stick to your brand.
And exactly, you have to stick to your brand. And if you really want it to succeed, you have to go with the flow. It's gonna have some ups. It's gonna have some downs. It's gonna have some just flat line. You gotta keep going. But don't give up on yourself.
Let me ask you something though. When you're in those desert areas, when you're in those desert spots, what are some of the things that you can do?
Get creative. Think of other products you could, bring on, or what you could change, or what else you could do. So it's basically research and get creative. When you have downtime like that, you come up with so many beautiful ideas. Like, for instance, I come up, if you see something that says new product alert, that's obviously just me being creative. If I have like a hour of downtime, I'm like, let's go to the think tank.
Yeah.
And
this is the think
tank. So we are there and we're like, okay, he's working on his business and he'll say, babe, let me run this by you. And I do the same thing. And we're like, wow, that's a great idea. Next thing you know, I get to work and let me put some of this, add some of that, change it up a bit. And he's like, oh, look, I came up with a new idea. What'd you think? Next thing you know, it's a masterpiece. So when you have downtime, don't sit there and feel sad and all this other stuff. Take that time and say, you know what? All right, God, I see you. This is my time to think and get even more creative. Because it takes that one thing to be like,
that's that spark. It's always that spark that always energizes the next thought process.
And never doubt yourself, because I never thought in a million years I'll be, with multiple businesses doing all natural bath and body products and, fixing things for furniture and stuff like that. And who I thought in a million years?
Repair shop.
Never. Basically. And doing stools and just like, I wouldn't have thought in a million years. Okay. Never limit yourself, because you limit your ability to reach your true potential. And you could, as long as you keep going and keep creating, you will keep elevating. It's like you'll reach the potential for that craft. Now, let's try something else. Reach your true potential for that and for that. you keep going.
Mm.
Keep going.
Don't sell yourself short because there's, you'll hear it in a lot of industries. There's enough for everybody out here to eat.
Hmm.
You just have to find your niche and where you fit in, and
Exactly.
then continue to drive that, drive that goal, push towards that mark.
Hmm.
Whether it be, you have one single business or you have a multitude of businesses, you always want to stretch a little bit further. If you're just, if you have one source of income as a business, you want to maximize, your income with that. So you
Hmm.
push out all ideas and you try every avenues of approach to create, something that the your audience, that is in high demand. They want it. They want your product,
Hmm.
and you don't want to just sit there and be like, okay, well, once you've created it and they're jumping on it, that's gonna hold and sustain them for a while. So as that buzz is going on, you should be going back and reflecting what it is that got you to that point and generating new ideas to create something new. So if that idea kind of trails off, you have something new in place to stick and it regenerates
Exactly.
again. You want to continue to, push forward. But yes, definitely don't give up on yourself. You don't want to, 'cause we are our worst critic. We are our
Very
when I
much
mean your
so.
worst critic. I can recall back when I started this back in 2019,
Hmm.
and before I even launched, I was doubting myself. Like, nobody's gonna want this. There's so many of these things going on around. And I just said, well, there's a big pond, but I'm gonna throw my rock in and see how far I can skip across. And with the grace of God, I bounced out. And then you have your ups and you have your downs. Just be mindful. You know, um, naysayers will come. It's okay. It's all part of the process. It's just you
Exactly.
just navigate through it and you continue on pushing. But as long as you have a clear mind and a sound heart, your products, your merchandise, whatever you're selling, or whatever you're pushing out there, as long as it's viable to your buyers, they're going to continue to buy. They're going to continue to support you. Remember, strangers are going to come, and those strangers are probably going to be the main force on why your information is being pushed out there. And it's okay. And if you do have those close select family and friends that are supporting you, that's kudos to you too. That's a blessing too that you would have somebody in your corner.
And also make sure it's something that is a want and or need. Something that will fill something out there to say, oh my goodness, I need something like that.
Mhm.
People always say, oh, I want that, I need it.
Right.
So make yourself also customer service. Make sure you make sure of a customer service that you're good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, don't be unprofessional, rude, and just out there.
Yeah, meeting the needs of the client.
Exactly.
Because like you said, with a lot of things, just think of like a grocery store. If you go into a grocery store and you see all the fruits and vegetables, nobody's gonna buy something if they're sour and rotten looking,
Yeah.
right? Nobody's gonna want that. So your customer service should be just as spotless as the product that you're selling.
Yep.
You don't want to come off as being pompous. You don't want to come off as being arrogant. You don't.
Yeah.
You want to that shopper that comes to your website should have the best experience from start to finish. When they start browsing, when they find that perfect product, from the time that it
Hmm.
goes into your basket and they pay for it, your transaction is not done until that customer has received their item and they're
Hmm.
happy with what they've invested in.
Exactly.
And if there's
Because
a problem,
yeah,
one
no,
quick,
okay.
if there's a problem, you need to be that merchant that
Hmm.
resolves it. Don't just say, "Oh,
Exactly.
you're it.
You
That
got
you
it.
bought it." If there's an issue, because that one client that you kind of push to the side, they're
Yeah.
gonna remember that. They'll probably never purchase from you again. But if
Yeah.
you fix it, they will say, hey, you know what? That's great customer service. They took care of me, and I'm going to continue, because it could have been, they're thinking, oh, it was just a bad lemon. No problem. It
Yeah.
happens, you
Exactly.
know.
It's all because of your great customer service
Mhm.
and your demeanor, how you interact with them. And they'll say, okay, it was a bad lemon, hey, it is what it is. Like you said, it
It
happens.
happens.
So You know, it takes a lot to run a business. It is not easy at all. Okay.
Enjoyable. I mean,
It is because you're doing something that you love. So you're putting in the hard work, you're putting in the time, you're getting it done, which is very important. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
I love it.
So for all of you out there who are thinking, you know, maybe you may be on the verge. You haven't clearly dedicated your time. Well, you dedicated your time, but you haven't dedicated that last final step. We're here to push you,
Yes.
push you towards your success.
Yes.
Take that step, start that LLC, get your EIN, do everything you need to do
DBA.
to yes, your
Doing
DBA, doing business
as. So
as,
that's your business name.
get everything set up,
Mhm.
and you know when you decide to launch with the confidence that
Yep.
you're going to be successful. Because as my wife stated earlier, if you don't launch and someone else sees your idea, they
Yep.
will take it.
Uh-huh.
They will run with it. And unfortunately, you'll be left out.
Yep.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Let's not live like that in 2020.
And you're seeing your vision
Yeah.
being taken up by someone
Yeah,
else.
and we may actually invest in your vision. Just
Exactly.
hey, that's a great idea.
Exactly.
You know.
And the thing is if you guys have any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out.
Yes.
And we have no problems with answering professional questions based on business.
Mhm.
Okay. So, guys, we thank you for
Thank you so
spending time
much.
with us.
Yes.
And I think we need to do this as a weekly thing.
For the live, we need to do a live.
Yeah, we need to do lives weekly. Be on
That's
point.
weekly live. I mean, schedules can conflict, but I'm pretty sure we can figure it out. So,
Oh, yeah, we will. We always do, babe.
I know.
All right. So, guys, all the lives are actually going to be on Queen Olivia's Journey YouTube page until we get our the official Ballards page figure out.
Yeah.
So you could get to us here and ask us questions, or you guys questions, send a message to the other page as well. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Stay
Yes.
warm, stay
Yes.
healthy, stay safe.
Hey, yes.
We love you guys. And start that business.
Yes. Take care.
See you later. Ballard Power.